Bitch. I knew it.
Right. Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixelated Apocalypse. I'm Uber Bulge.
Double A Ron.
Westicles.
Juicebox.
And your big man, Thor, age 13.
And today we're going to talk about how do you say his first name?
Satoru
Iwata.
Yeah.
Real quick, we've done this only a couple times because it's only had to happen a couple of times. We're going to do a nice, quick, just little moment of silence. We don't do this for a whole lot of people. Some people, they pass away and we just mention it because they don't really have a huge impact. However, this particular individual had a huge impact in everybody's lives, I would venture, especially our age, which is around the 26 to 30 areas where we all range at, except for maybe J Spox. I think you're a little younger.
I'm 29.
Yeah, 20 what?
29.
Older.
Damn.
Same age as me, man.
All right, well, so
You're still the baby of the
I am
group.
still the baby, yeah.
Guy influenced a lot of things. From
Anyway,
my childhood.
regardless of whether you realize it or not, this man influenced your life. I guarantee it, especially if you're a gamer and if you're listening to this podcast. I would venture to guess you are indeed a gamer.
Yep.
So, if you would just stop munching on that Snickers bar real quick, Westicles, we're going to do a moment of silence.
But I'm not myself when I'm hungry.
I don't care. We're going to do a quick moment of silence.
Sometimes it's a good thing.
Moment of silence. All right.
There you go.
We would toll the bell if we had one, but we don't. I don't know. Maybe I'll edit in a sound effect. Do the Mario coin thing. 10
That's what I was
times better,
thinking.
something like that. Anyway, so Satoru Iwata did pass away.
Yes, he
It's a
did.
very sad day for gamers worldwide,
Yeah.
and especially the Nintendo family. He was indeed the president of Nintendo. If you didn't know who he was, that's who he was.
But he
So-
started off as just a programmer. I mean, he's been there. He was there since the NES days.
Yeah,
He worked on Balloon Fight.
Balloon Fight was one of his first games.
Yeah.
This man is partially responsible for Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He worked for HAL Laboratories.
Let's to put it into perspective, though, he was partially responsible for more
A
games
lot.
than I even care to count. But we can go around real quick. One of the ones that he influenced for me, which has been a big game in my life since 1997, is Pokemon.
Yeah.
I've been an avid, and I mean avid fan
And he
of
definitely
that.
worked on that.
And he was a big influence in that.
He was one of the chief creative designers of Gold and Silver.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Big influence in those
So,
games.
I mean, that game in particular for me, of all the Nintendo games that have had impacts on my life and have, helped mold me into the gamer I am, Pokemon is the biggest one for me, and he was directly involved with that till the end.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But one for me is Smash Brothers. He was involved in that. That was a big one. That's still one of my, as a fighting game fan,
Right.
that is still one of my favorite fighting games of all time.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It is. And there's, you were looking at it, you wouldn't think, but there's really in-depth mechanics there.
Mm-hmm.
But
If you really are, and I hate to say it this way, but if you really are the student of the game, there are a lot of mechanics that casual players don't get. Which he's over there with me in Rocket's Hideout. Me and Hydros are actually really big players of that game.
Yeah, they can kick our asses any day.
yeah.
And that's just, that was something that we played. Brawl, when it came out, we played it religiously.
Yeah.
That's a good term.
Yeah,
Right.
religiously is really the best way to put it. Because
I might even delve into occultism.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But yeah, he was a huge influence in that. What about you, big man?
Of course, the Legend of Zelda series.
Yeah, of course. That kind of goes without saying, I think.
I love Zelda so much.
I think the one that he influenced the most was Wind Waker.
That actually makes sense, but I couldn't find anywhere I knew he had a hand in a number of entries in the series.
I think he worked on a bunch of them, but I think Wind Waker's the one that he influenced.
That one feels the most like the kind of game he would work on, because his chief thing was games should be fun.
Yeah. Well, that was, I think that is the quote. When you think of Satoru Iwata, the quote is that, he
always said that.
Well, gaming is meant to be fun. Above all else, before anything and everything with gaming is supposed to be fun. Yep. He said that I don't know how many conferences, magazine interviews, internet interviews, what have you. He was always saying it. And the guy ran Nintendo with that quote in mind. There's not a whole lot of businessmen, and you can tell it by their business practices and by talking to their employees and also by just seeing the way the company is ran, that there's not a whole lot of businessmen that go by whatever their company slogan is. A lot of people have a company slogan because you should have a company slogan and something that sounds good.
Yeah.
He ran Nintendo by it. As much as we, on this particular podcast, have bitched, and I mean bitched, about the fact that Nintendo refused to evolve, there is a bit of respect in the fact that Nintendo's always been fun.
Yeah, Nintendo's always been fun.
True.
We've always bitched about it on a hardcore gamer level.
Yeah. But even in their biggest slumps, like even recently, they released Splatoon.
Yeah.
I've heard the game's really not that great, but the one thing it definitely is fun.
Yeah, whenever you play a Nintendo game, it's fun.
You're going to have fun for at least a few hours.
9 times out of 10, it's fun. I mean, no company's got a perfect batting average.
That new recent Super Mario Land or World, I don't remember which one it was, but with the cat suit.
Oh, 3D World?
Even though it didn't really reinvent the wheel, you know what? It was fun because it was Mario.
Well,
and the cat suit was tons of fun.
It was Mario in its quote unquote traditional sense.
Yeah.
With enough of new spin and flair on it to make, people who've been playing Mario for years, i.e. us, to be like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But traditional Mario feel to it, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
I mean, I still have Super Mario. I don't have a vintage system to run it on right now, but I run it on the Wii all the time. Super Mario World 3 or whatever have you. I play it shit all the time.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love Super Mario 3 and World so much.
Super Mario World is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Bar none, I can play that game for hours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though it takes like 45 minutes to beat anymore. Hooray for hidden secrets that we all know.
Yeah, right?
What about you, Juicebox?
Kirby.
Kirby?
Yeah. I love
Did you play
Kirby
the new
series.
Kirby?
I have not.
I want to play the new
So
Kirby.
do I. I haven't
That
played
looks
it yet.
like
It looks
fun.
awesome.
He gets that super sucking ability. You can pull in the whole boss and shit.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
I'm cutting that sound clip. I'm going to use it in so many different things. Every once in a while, somebody's going to say something that's remotely sexual, and then it's just going to be Westicles. Super sucking ability.
But yeah, I mean, Kirby's this game that just looks all cutesy at face value.
Yeah.
But
then the trees try to kill you.
Yeah, she's trying to kill you.
You're sucking in people.
The clouds have eyes.
You're eating them alive and taking their innate something
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't want to go to an alternate dimension. That is not something that I want any part of. Especially not through, some pink blob's mouth.
No. Pass.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, he spits you back out.
Mm-hmm.
But normally it's torpedoed at yet another enemy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff, though. What about you,
Swallowed,
Westicles?
so he gets a neat sword.
All right.
For me,
one time you get abilities from Swallow.
Right. Other than the obvious Zelda, because I'm a diehard Zelda, another game that he worked on that's really dear to me is actually Metroid Prime.
Right.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime is a...
I don't know that he worked on the series before that point, but he definitely had a hand in the Prime series, and it is glorious.
Yeah.
The fact that they were able to translate that awesome Metroid feel to a 3D world with just every bit of immersion that the original series had and more.
Right, and more, I think, is...
Yeah, really.
Metroid Prime is just more immersive to me.
It is.
But, and this isn't taking anything away from the other people who worked on these games.
No,
this is just strictly paying tribute to a man who just defined
He did a lot.
generation of games.
Yeah.
You know, and becoming a president of a company like that, you know, from going from a programmer all the way up to I'm the president of this company.
No kidding.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's very impressive, and we were very sad to hear of his passing.
Yeah.
At least I know I was.
Oh, yeah.
I was definitely sad to hear about
it was a big deal. Like it hit me pretty hard. I mean, because the man's influenced so many people's lives,
Right,
especially
yeah.
if you're a gamer. You know, because we all started on a regular Nintendo. I mean, we all started there. You know, and we played these games, and we played these games clear up to the present.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's actually the thing. Have whatever working systems I still have a 64 downstairs.
Yeah.
My Super
got mine.
Nintendo did give out a couple of years ago.
Sad.
Was unfortunate, but it finally, you know, just 17 years or so, finally gave out.
A little much, I guess.
But, you know, that just goes to show, just like you said, these are games that we still play.
Yep.
And these are games that were, you know, directly affected by this man,
Yeah.
but by the company as a whole
Yeah.
as well. I mean, as much as we've dogged on Nintendo, and we have
Yeah,
in this
Yeah,
we
we've
have.
done it a
podcast,
few times.
you know,
Lack of innovation does not mean lack of good times.
no,
Yeah.
it doesn't. That doesn't mean, and we discussed this. That doesn't mean I don't want a Wii U.
I do.
Right.
It
I
just
really
means
do.
that the two other options are clearly better choices.
Yeah.
That's really all it means. You know, depending on your age group, you know, maybe you might want a Wii U over the other systems. I don't know, but I know that for anybody that's over the age of probably 15, you're gonna want either a PS4 or a 360 or a one.
Xbox One, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna want. But
The family
that
system.
still can't take away from what Nintendo is.
Yeah.
And
Fun for the whole family.
well,
Yeah.
it's not even just fun for the whole family. It is a pillar
Yeah. They're a
of
legacy.
gaming, and we
Yeah.
would not have what we have today if it wasn't for Nintendo innovating.
Yeah.
Because if you look at what, and I kind of don't dare to say this, but I'm going to, but the dark ages of gaming, think about that. Okay, when
Yeah.
you had, like,
The
when
Atari
Pong was
5200.
its own system, okay?
Yeah.
Pong was its own system. Come on. Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
could you imagine having to go to an arcade to play the games that we have today? Imagine that. Imagine, okay, we spend $60 on a new video game. Can you imagine how many quarters you would go through
Yeah.
if you only got to play those on an arcade system?
Oh man.
Okay?
Too many.
Think about that. Nintendo helped bring all of that into our homes.
Yep.
Yeah.
They made a home entertainment gaming system, which meant you didn't have to go blow ridiculous gobs of money on
In quarter
an
format.
arcade.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that. That doesn't mean people didn't do it,
Yeah.
but
I
you
still
didn't have
would,
to.
but-
You could just stay home and play whatever you were playing on your NES. I mean, for me, Mario, obviously, who didn't.
Yeah.
I did play Duck Hunt. I enjoyed Duck Hunt.
I often tried to shoot the dog. That
Yeah.
was, that was a
I
favorite
think
pastime.
everybody did.
Everybody tried
Yeah.
to shoot that dog.
Such a dick.
It's true.
As a wrestling fan, you know, I played the wrestling games they had
Oh,
back
yeah.
then. I also played.
Tecmo Bowl?
Yeah, I played
Tecmo
Tecmo Bowl.
Bowl. Yeah.
I played Tecmo Bowl.
Even
and
I played Tecmo Bowl a little.
I'm not ashamed of it. But anyway, I was able to play those games at home.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't, you know, and that was fantastic for me. Especially, you know, for lower income families
Oh yeah.
who had the money to go out and spend that much. It's easier, or at least it was for me, to convince your parents to spend a one-time expenditure on something
Oh,
that I'm
yeah.
going to get hours of
Oh, yeah.
enjoyment out of, rather than, can I go to the arcade 3 times a week?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, where you not only have to give me money for the arcade, but also for snacks at lunch, etc.
Right.
Whatever you were doing at the mall or wherever your local arcade was located.
Well, and then like games at the arcade too, because I mean, Double Dragon was in the arcade. There was a lot of games that were in the
But the
arcade
beauty
that we
of
got
it,
on the.
that's
on
the beauty of it, though.
regular
A
Nintendo.
lot of those games that were on the arcades, we got ported to console. It was one of the first ever, quote unquote porting.
Yeah.
It was, the first instance of porting. They took games which were, I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of an arcade machine, but it's a massive circuit board
Yeah.
with a
Yeah, it
ridiculous
is.
amount of wires and another even more massive circuit board behind it. And then all that's connected to one pixelated glass screen,
Yeah.
and hopefully it didn't break because somebody ran into it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And how many of those were out of order, and how many of those were your favorite games were out
Yeah.
of order? You didn't have to worry about that.
Or
at
you'd
home.
have to stand in line forever just to play the game.
Right,
in the
imagine
arcades.
standing in line.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're all looking forward to different games, but one of them we are looking forward to is Final Fantasy 15. Can you imagine all, 5 of us standing in line,
Damn.
waiting for our turn at Final Fantasy 15,
I got next game.
hoping
Slap the quarter on the top.
hoping that you don't have to pull out a slapjack and knock out the dude in front
I
of
know,
you,
right?
like because he's just so good at the game he won't die,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Right.
bastard.
or have to kill the rich
That
kid.
behemoth should have had you.
Yeah, or have to kill the rich guy before he comes into the,
Yeah.
because he's going to be standing there all day because dude's got quarters for days.
Yep.
I'm glad I don't have to deal with that, and we have Nintendo to thank.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, were they the first ever at-home entertainment? No.
No,
the
but were
Atari
they the
was.
first
But
major success?
They were the first success.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were the first success, bar none.
Well, they helped bring gaming out of that supposed, when it was going to die. Because
Oh,
you got to remember,
yeah.
in the early 80s,
It almost did die.
It almost died. We almost didn't
E.T.
have.
almost killed the gaming industry.
How does that feel, Spielberg?
Yeah.
yeah.
Almost
E.T.
killed the gaming industry.
Almost killed the gaming industry.
But because of Nintendo and because of, games like Donkey Kong.
And thankful
Yeah.
to the
Mario.
What desert did they find them in?
Oh, it was like in New Mexico,
Yeah,
I
it was
think.
in New
Yeah.
Mexico.
They found the landfill filled with ET cartridges.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh man, that's awesome.
That's just like gaming lore, like that was gaming legend, and
Gaming
then they found it.
mythology, if you will, and then it's just like, no, it was real.
No, they seriously did it.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
I want to believe Harrison Ford found that. Like,
Had to run from a giant boulder or
exactly.
something.
Whipped across a pit, landed in a pile of Nintendo cartridges.
like, what are these? E.T.
Dear God, I found it.
I can see it. I can see it. But yeah, they were the first success, and it rose gaming from the ashes of death, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And we have what we have today.
Yeah.
And they're still going.
Still going.
So think about that. Like,
Well, and me and Westicles was talking about this no more than like a week ago.
Mhm.
Nintendo's a dynasty.
Yeah.
No matter what they do, Nintendo's not going to go anywhere.
I don't think they are,
Well,
ever.
that's
Because even with their home consoles being kind of as they are right now,
Third place is still...
they're
top notch.
they're handhelds. They might be third
They're
place
number
in
one
home.
in handhelds.
They're
No,
number one in
they're
handhelds.
always number one in handhelds.
They might
which
be third in home
actually-
consoles, but number one in the handheld.
As I just checked, Iwata is almost solely responsible for
For
the
the DS,
handheld.
yeah.
The DS. The current generation of handheld consoles.
Yep.
That's him.
That was
He
all
was
him.
he was very in charge of revitalizing the handheld genre and brought us the DS, which one of my all-time
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
handheld systems.
I love
maybe
the
my
DS.
all-time favorite handheld. Partly because it could also play Game Boy Advance. That was a huge nice
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
right
you know,
there.
and that's the thing about like trying to figure out what my favorite handheld system was. Is just like, do you go with how much time you've spent on it, or do you go by how much enjoyment? Because as far as time spent on a handheld system, it's the Game Boy Advance by far. At least so far in my lifetime, I spent so much because I was able to play all of my Game Boy Color and regular Game Boy games on it.
Yeah.
Plus all the Game Boy Advance games that came out on it. By far, I spent so much more time on that particular handheld system.
I will say, by a technicality, I've spent the most time on the DS because I played Game Boy Advance games on it.
Yeah.
But I did definitely get the most enjoyment out of the DS.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite Castlevania games were on the DS.
Yeah.
There were so many good games. Metroid had... Metroid Prime Hunters was really fun. I played the shit out of that. But also the GBA ones were amazing.
Right.
So I loved all of the RPGs. all
Oh, yeah.
JRPGs. You know?
Golden Sun. I
Golden
played
Sun.
Golden Sun was one of my favorite games of the time. Breath of Fire, when they brought that out
Yeah.
on the Game Boy Advance,
I've heard
it's
it's
my
great.
favorite version.
The
Yeah.
World Ends With You.
I've always wanted to play that.
That is one of my favorite RPGs
It looks
from the
so
DS.
fun.
It is great. If you've never played it,
Never played that.
play it.
No, I've always wanted to.
If
It
you
looks
can
so
find-
weird.
If you can find a copy of
Iwata
it, get
was
it.
executive producer for a lot of the Fire Emblems.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another.
And those
yeah.
are some of my favorite ones too. You know,
Fire
I mean,
Emblem's
That is my favorite strategy game to date.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that too.
So
Yeah,
fucking hard.
he gets
It
angry.
Oh, it is so hard.
Aaron
but
gets
it's
so
great.
angry at me when I play it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, because you suck. I can't watch it, man. God. I'm sorry. He
He
tried
made
to
me stop my playthrough.
I
man.
did.
I'm like, "Goddamn."
I was like, knock it the. All right. He started. The first ever game or Fire Emblem game that we got was on the Game Boy Advance. It was just called Fire Emblem. I can't remember the surname of it, but it starred Lynn, and he sucked so bad. It was so bad. He got like 3 episodes in. And like 3 chapters in, and then I did. I physically made him stop his playthrough
Oh,
Was
man.
he killing everybody?
because it was
Yeah.
bad. 3
Oh.
people died by the
no.
3rd chapter. You only have 4 people.
Holy crap.
It was so bad.
That's painful.
that is
It was
bad.
so bad.
So, if you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't expect anything after Chapter 11.
Yeah, it's not coming. It was so bad. I couldn't. Oh, I do get mad. I can't lie. I get mad. That's just a problem I've always had, though. I can't watch someone who sucks at a game. If you're terrible at it, I can't watch you because it just makes me mad that you're that incompetent.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, for whatever reason in my brain, I can't like just be like, not everybody can play these games. Like, just calm down and let them have fun.
Yeah.
Nope, the competitive edge comes out, and I'm like, would you fucking stop? So if you suck at Fire Emblem, stay away from me.
You play Fire Emblem bad, and you should feel bad because of it.
Have your characters die.
See?
Yeah. I
And
can't
that's
do it.
another thing.
That's a recent thing they
That's
decided
another
to do.
thing. I
hate it
don't
when they
like.
do
I guess I do like the fact that they did it because it means people like
that. Makes
Westicles
it
will
way
play
more
the game.
accessible.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I call it arrogance if you want. But when Wes says he's beaten the game, I'm like, no, you haven't.
I disagree. I'm not great at strategy games. I'm more than competent enough, but to do so without people dying just isn't a realistic thought, a realistic possibility. So when I hear, oh, if someone dies, that means you lose their plot line,
Yeah.
I go, fuck that.
Yeah, it's a brutal way to play the game, and I can't tell you, like, when we first got Fire Emblem for the Game Boy Advance, I can't tell you how long I was stuck on Chapter 16. I can't tell you, because I don't know how many times I retried it, because no matter what I did, at least one person died. Actually, matter of fact, the first time I beat Fire Emblem, the new Fire Emblem,
Awakening.
Awakening, Fire Emblem Awakening, it was Big Man's copy of it, and he wanted it back. And I was like, well, shit, I'm at the last guy, and I hadn't yet formulated a strategy good enough to not die, because the last bosses in those games, i.e. the dragon, when you finally get to the dragon, they're fucking nightmares. So, like, Thor was like, all right, I'm tired of this shit, give me my game back. So it's like, fuck. All right, so I just had to use the glass cannon strategy, where it was just throw everybody at him at once. And hopefully it was enough to kill him. I lost like 8-9 people in that last fight, and I was
But you won.
crushed my soul. Crushed my soul.
But yeah, I mean,
I'll let you borrow it again.
It's okay, I own one.
There you go.
It's a fun game.
but yeah, see, I mean, and that's the big thing. I mean, another Nintendo game, fun to play.
See,
Yeah.
I would have never had a reason.
Rage-induced.
Yeah,
Rage
it's
fun to
Rage-inducing.
play.
Fun to
you
play.
know?
I would have never had a reason to yell at Thor H13 if it wasn't for Iwata.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
kind of going to the other end of the spectrum where it's the opposite of rage-inducing, but always fun to play, is another thing he had a hand in was Animal Crossing.
Yes, Animal Crossing.
There are a few games
Now,
that are as relaxing
Animal
as
Crossing
Animal Crossing.
can be rage-inducing.
Yeah, depending on what
I
you
don't know. Well, I suppose if you shake every tree and a beehive falls out, I could see that.
I actually like that because I finally got that whole like run, twist, and A thing down to where you had,
Run
bees
through
are worth
that.
$3,000.
Bees
man.
are worth money.
3,000 bells.
I'm
for
gonna
a
pay
bee.
that mafia boss,
Yeah.
Tom Nook.
Yeah. But no, that I can get lost
Yeah.
in that game for
Oh, yeah.
hours.
It's just a relaxing game to play.
I had Animal Crossing on the GameCube. It was actually one of my favorites.
I
you
love
ever
that
just
game.
like get
It was so
upset
good.
though at the fact that like you can go fishing and sell like red snappers for 3,000 bells and pay off your bills quickly enough, and then you're sitting
Yeah.
here in real life like I just wasted 4 hours of my life
Paying
off
bills.
imaginary bills when I have real bills that I can't pay.
And designing an imaginary house.
But it was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
fun.
It was a good distraction.
That game's just at face value. That game should not be fucking fun.
It shouldn't.
No.
But then
You
again,
Do you
go
guys
out,
remember
you
the
do-
commercials?
You do.
oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
The live action commercials where
Yeah.
it was just like, hey, can I trade you this junk stereo for some wallpaper? And I was sitting there like, and then it was just like Animal Crossing. And I was like, why would I ever want to do that?
Right.
I remember talking to you two, in particular, Uberbulge and Westicles, about how we would never want to play that game.
Yeah.
But then we played it. And we
It
realized
was
how
really
wrong we
fun.
were.
It was great. I mean, and
I just wish my neighbors were that cool.
Yeah. Right.
Like, here's some furniture that I don't want anymore because I bought new furniture and this looks shitty in my house. Here,
Yeah.
put it in your shitty house. Even if that's the way they said it, I'd still take it. Like,
Yeah.
because then I could just go down to fucking This Is It Furniture down the road
Yeah.
and be like, here's some furniture I don't want. Buy it from me. And be like,
Yeah.
yeah, all right then.
I'll give you some wallpaper.
Yeah.
Give you some wallpaper.
Do you need wallpaper? No, I don't need wallpaper. Like, all right, have a stool. All right, one stool. One stool for like a massive king chess piece.
Yeah.
yeah.
I will say though, I'd probably punch out the resident mole though.
Yeah,
fucking
Rossetti.
He blows up on me every time I reset a game.
Oh.
You know, I loved the first time he showed up though. He was just
It
like,
was
"Hey,
hilarious.
so you're new in town, so you don't It was like Rossetti was like Nook's muscle.
Yeah.
He's just like, so you're new in town, so I'm gonna let you off the hook this time. But if you ever do this again,
Yeah.
believe me, I'm fucking coming back here. You're not gonna like it. And it got longer every
time. More and more.
Did you guys ever get to the point where he actually made you type in shit?
Yeah.
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 Oh my god.
It was hilarious.
Wow.
Like, I remember I was sitting there one time playing, and the fucking power went out, and I'm like, no!
No, I have to deal with that
didn't say!
bastard mole.
I didn't save, and now fucking Rossetti's gonna show up and chew my ass out!
Yep.
Fuck!
Oh, I hated that though, because like I don't remember what the line was, but it was something along the lines like, I need to make sure you're a real person.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like those stupid things you get online when you're like trying to reset your password. It's like, are you a real person? We need to make sure you're not a robot. Would you
Take
please
this captcha.
Yeah, would you please take these 5 letters or numbers or whatever the hell this is and put it in, the box or whatever, and then you put it in the box and it's like, okay, you're real. That's how it was with him. Like, he was just like, put in your name. Now put in your city name. Put in a piece of furniture you have. God damn it, I don't want to do this shit. Got fucking annoying.
And he made you. You couldn't continue on until you did it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the worst part. You couldn't reset it because he'd just come back like, what? You thought I was gonna fucking leave?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he would too.
There was like, I think there was a thing on there where if you reset it, like I think it was 3 times in a row, he'd like, you're like, are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
like,
he'd show
not
up-
really, but he'd just be like that.
It
He'd
would do
start
the
up right at
garbled
the start
text
screen.
thing, yeah.
It's like right at the start screen, you'd press start and he'd just be right there, like, hey, you're not going anywhere now.
Yeah.
You've got 3 hours of backbreaking reading to like before. Fuck that.
Yeah.
That's a bullshit game mechanic.
Yeah.
If I want to reset, I will
Oh,
fucking
so
reset. You
fun.
will not tell me what to do.
Uh,
But he will, because you can't play the game if you don't.
yeah.
But yeah.
Thanks,
I mean,
Iwata.
Yeah.
Probably his idea.
I spent like 30, 40 hours playing that game endlessly the first time I picked the game up.
Oh.
Right.
And that was just the GameCube version, because then they made the DS version.
They've got a few more.
Well, they got the one on the
since.
Wii,
and then
too.
they made the one on the Wii. And then
City
you got the
Folk.
one for the 3DS.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Wild World, I think that one's called.
Something like that, yeah.
Is it New Leaf?
Or maybe it's New Leaf.
New Leaf is the 3DS one.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Wild World was the
DS, I
one.
think, yeah.
It's good stuff, though.
Well, yeah.
It's a good series.
You know, one of my favorite things on the GameCube version of that game was the emulators.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, you could put little NES
sight
systems in
bike.
your house.
You had a sight bike, you had
Balloon
Balloon
Fight.
Fight, you had Donkey Kong 3.
Yep.
Let's see, what else was there?
There was a small, like, little thing of
Punch Out.
Punch Out.
Link's Awakening or something like that, or
Oh,
it was one of the Legend of Zelda games.
Might have been.
Maybe.
I know it was there.
I can't remember.
I don't remember that one.
That's a long ass game to put inside.
No, you only got to play like
Oh,
That is true of
A
all
small
of them. Too. You
little-
didn't get to play the whole game.
except for like the smaller ones, like Excite Bike, you got to
Oh,
play
no,
the
Punch
whole
Out
thing.
you did.
Punch Out.
Punch Out because it's actually really short.
yeah.
If you can get to Tyson,
If you can get
if you
there,
can get to Tyson, it is a short game. But
Yeah, it wasn't Tyson though. It was Sandman in that one.
oh yeah, that's right.
But still, he was still a pain in the
It was a fun
ass.
game though.
Oh yeah. I mean, but yeah, I mean.
Sorry about that. Double Aaron forgot to turn off his vibration feature.
At least we're not entering a world of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
That's
why don't you
always
guys
good.
just shut up. Sometimes I like to enter the magical world where dinosaurs fucking exist.
I can't blame
Okay?
you for that, but in the middle of a podcast, it's just not appropriate.
Well, I don't care.
But and again, Mr. Iwata and Nintendo has influenced so much of our gaming lives. It's just
Well, as our regular lives too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I don't know who I'd be without the games I grew up with.
Yeah, there were a lot of times where I'd come home from school, I'd have like a shitty day, parents were mad at me for some reason or another.
I feel like that one was you.
just
No.
bullshit shit from school, and I'd just come home and zone out playing Animal Crossing. Or
Yeah.
get engrossed in another playing of Metroid Prime, or
yep. There's a lot
there's
of
a
times.
lot of times that Iwata very literally maybe saved my ass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, I don't know who I'd be. I don't know how gaming shaped you guys.
No.
But personally, I mean, for me, I might sound weird, but I learned a lot of life lessons
Yeah.
from games. Things that I would have learned anyway, but
Yeah.
I learned them from gaming at an early age because I was playing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. First generation games taught you life ain't fair, fuck up and deal with it.
Yeah. That was true because a lot of Nintendo games were just not fair. A lot of early Nintendo
Not
games.
at all.
I've learned that all mailmen love potatoes from the Harvest Moon.
Yeah,
series.
from the harvest. They do love potatoes.
They do. They do. And the blondes always love tomatoes.
Yep.
It's true.
But
I love Harvest Moon.
Yeah, so do I.
I bought It's a Wonderful Life not too long ago for the PS2.
Nice.
I'm afraid to play it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those games I
It's
get
a really
sucked
good
into.
one. It's a really
Yeah.
good one.
It's forever long.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if I ever made it to the next stage.
Yeah.
Like, I got married,
Isn't,
and then
isn't that one
had the
when you
chitlin-
actually grow up? Like you can get older and older. Like you look your
Oh, wow.
your visual of yourself looks
yeah,
like older.
it,
You
it
have
looks
kids.
older, and you have kids.
And
I
your
had
kid
to.
grows up to like at least a teenager.
I don't know because I've never gotten past where the kid's a chitlin. Like I've never gotten past that point
Yeah.
because the game is forever long, and there's a checklist of things you have to do to move on to the next phase, but they don't give you that actual checklist.
Nope.
You just have to do shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
I think the first time I've ever played Harvest Moon 64 by myself, I actually got the 3-year achievement photo.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and I have never got it since. I got the best yard of the area award on the first year on my first.
You got that
playthrough.
on the first year?
Damn.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I haven't got it since.
Well, it's really
Beginner's
hard
luck, that's what it is.
with
Yeah.
that game. Well, with that game, you have to play it like. All right, you guys, we talked about Animal Crossing. You know how you start a game and then you leave it alone for a month.
You come
You
back.
go
and
back
town
and
looks
Come
like
back and
shit.
there's weeds everywhere.
Your town looks like absolute shit. Same thing in Harvest Moon. If
Yeah.
you neglect your fields, weeds will overgrow it. Your crops end up being shitty. It's kind of annoying because of how much work you have to put into the game.
Yeah.
But it's a
The
lot
only
of fun.
downfall I have about Harvest Moon is time goes way too fast in the other games.
It does. Yeah. Because in 64 it went by slow.
Eh.
But then once it got to the later quote-unquote generations, it went by real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's going to wrap up this edition of Pixelated. I'm going to give it one more big thank you to Satoru Iwata.
Yeah.
Thank you for the endless amounts of enjoyment we got from you. May you rest in peace.
Thanks for the good times.
Yep.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up then. So, I'm Uber Bulge.
Double A Ron.
Westicles.
Juicebox.
And Big Man Thor H13.
Thank you, Mr. Iwata, and rest in peace.